Hey there, Spartans. I wanted to give you my unedited take on what my expectations are for Halo Infinite coming up, being that we've had all of the E3 information come out, we've broken down the E3 trailer, and with all the information over the past few months, just let's go over everything that I'm thinking in my head as far as Halo Infinite right now, raw, unedited, just gonna record this video and post it straight to YouTube right when I'm done. So, what I'm thinking with Halo Infinite is that we know this game is the last Halo game for the next 10 years. And being that it's the last Halo game, we're expecting them to have regular updates. The 343 hasn't explained yet how they're going to do it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be more of a Call of Duty Modern Warfare style, with every few months or so them resetting their progression online, as well as hopefully giving us some sort of single player update. I would hope that moving forward, the updates to Halo Infinite are going to be free on the single player side. And we're going to talk about single player first, and we'll switch over to multiplayer in a second. So with this, I'm hoping that the updates they're going to bring us to Halo Infinite are going to be, I guess, free, because we are paying for the actual single player campaign, because Halo Infinite is free to play on the multiplayer side. So I would hope they would be free, but being that they're probably going to put a lot of time into it, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the updates that they provide us are we're going to have to pay at least some fee for. It just depends on how much content they're providing to us, and ultimately it really just depends on how well it is, because if they do the first one and we are required to pay, let's say, an additional $60, and it is almost basically like a brand new complete game just with inside the Halo Infinite title, it might be worth it. But if they don't deliver on that experience, it's possible they could see, I guess, a revolt is the only way that I can say it, and they're not going to have people wanting to pay, an exuberant amount of money for it. It's highly possible they may go with a discounted route as well, instead of being a $60, not trial, but a $60 payment for an addition to the game. It could be like add-ons that are 5 to 10, 15, maybe even $30 that you get maybe once a year. And I think it'd be cool for us to get an addition at least once a year on the single player side to expand the campaign to new horizons. I mean, we have a massive Halo ring, and I am still working on the video that discusses exactly how big a Halo ring is, and in comparison to the map of Halo Infinite. I'll give you a little snippet of that I'm talking about. If we compare a Halo ring to the size of a standard volleyball court, which is 60 feet wide, or 60 feet long by 30 feet wide, if you had 50 of those volleyball courts in a straight line and you uncurled a Halo ring to make it a straight line, that's how long a Halo ring would be if it was scaled down to the size of a volleyball court. I mean, that makes it at the point where I'm going to put it in the video, but the runway at Fort Lauderdale Airport, which is the biggest airport closest to where I live, that runway is like 10,000 feet. And I think it takes like 2 of those runways to equal the exact length, and it's still like 2 or 3 times wider. The actual Halo ring is 2 or 3 times wider than the airport runway. And those airport runways, while you're in the airplane, they seem small, but they're absolutely massive. So the Halo rings are just massive structures, and the map that we're getting for Halo Infinite is just a tiny section. I mean, it's infinitesimal to the ultimate size of a Halo ring. So there is so much real estate for them to invest in. We could travel to different locations, and they could do it almost kind of how Destiny did it, where you have kind of like walking into a cave and then it feeds you in, or kind of like how in some of the Elder Scrolls Skyrims you walk into a cave and then it loads you into the next zone. They can even do it like that, so it doesn't have to be continuous and move forward. It would be really cool if they did that, and I would love to see that, but I don't know if they're going to. I have a feeling that it would be, you would hit some sort of loading zone and it would transfer you into this new environment, or even you, like in Halo 1 Combat Evolved, when you would transition from interior to exteriors, you would have a door, and sometimes it would take a second for the actual environment to load in. They may even do something like that. That way they don't have to have everything stacked right on top of each other, and the game isn't going to, get bogged down by trying to render every single thing. Because if you missed it, the actual Halo ring is a full 3D render environment. So the entire thing that you're seeing is 100% 3D rendered. It's not just an image slapped up on the sky. So whatever you're seeing in the air, it supposedly is a place that you could potentially visit because it's been rendered in engine. It would be cool at some point for them to basically just unlock sections of the ring so that you could travel all the way around the ring. I don't know if they're going to do that. I think it's something that they should definitely explore. It's an option they should definitely explore because I think it would be really cool for us to get a literal entire Halo ring. They could even do a portion of it where we're on a broken piece that's floating off in space, or maybe we have to go do a mission on these broken pieces that are just floating off into space. I don't know. There's a lot of things that they could do with just the campaign alone. With multiplayer, I don't want to say there's less that they can do, because they can always just update skins and stuff, but I feel that that's all we're going to get with multiplayer. We may get new maps every now and again. We may get new weapons, but I don't really see how that would play in unless we got something on the campaign side with new weapons or vehicles or something like that they can pull into multiplayer. That's the only way I can see that working. Other than that, it's probably just going to be a lot of season pass, or I really want to say seasons. I just can't remember what they're calling their, for lack of a better term, a battle pass. So, I mean, that's, I don't know how to handle multiplayer, because it's really just going to be a battle pass with more skins, weapon skins, armor skins, vehicle skins, and that's really the only thing I see them doing. I don't see how they can innovate in that area a lot, unless they're going to also create new game modes. It's possible they could do that. I mean, it looks like they're going to be bringing back, like a big team battle, something we haven't had in a while. I mean, they tried it with Warzone, and it didn't really work out for Halo 5 Guardians. A lot of people weren't really into that style. They want more of a traditional big team battle. So if we get that back at launch, which it looks like we're probably going to get, then that's probably going to help push multiplayer along. But they need to be able to innovate within the multiplayer space, so that way it doesn't get stagnant. Because if it gets stagnant, Halo's going to die. It's just the way it is. Halo is already a fast-paced first-person shooter game, and if the multiplayer can't keep up with that, then it's just not going to do well. I mean, the fact that it's free to play is definitely going to help it. It's going to bring in a lot of people. A lot of people are going to be playing Halo, especially at launch and moving forward, because it is free to play. I'm going to hit that again. It's free to play. So if you're not a Halo fan and you're looking at getting into it, now is the best time to get into it with Halo Infinite. It's free to play. You literally have nothing to lose but downloading a game. It's just hard drive space. It's literally just hard drive space. Whether you're on PC or a console, it's just hard drive space. And even then, if you have a mobile device and you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, it doesn't even require hard drive space, because it's going to be a cloud gaming game. You're going to be able to play it on cloud gaming. And right now, cloud gaming is really only on Android phones, but they are beta testing it on Apple phones. Haven't gotten access to it yet. Still trying to get access to it, because I definitely want to give it a shot on my iPhone to see how it looks. But once they do finally roll it out 100% for iPhones, you're going to be able to play this game across all devices. Literally every single device you'll be able to play the game on. So multiplayer, unless they fix cloud gaming, probably not the best option, but you could definitely give it a shot. I mean, there's nothing stopping you from potentially creating a custom game and doing multiplayer on a custom game, if that's allowed inside the free-to-play, but hopefully it is, because, I don't think everyone wants to just go online and just play with random people. So that's where I'm thinking Halo Infinite is heading into the future. They need to innovate within the multiplayer space in order to stay relevant over the next 10 years. They also need to bring us content, at least an update once a year for the campaign side of it. Without that, I don't see how Halo Infinite is going to survive long-term over the next 10 years. And who knows, they could abandon this plan in the next 5 years or so, and they could realize, hey, it's not worth our time to put so much effort into trying to make this game the way it is. They are running a brand new game engine, and so it's possible they may spend a lot of time debugging that game engine over the next few years just to get it to run right. And that may set them up for another game, which is kind of what I'm leaning to for them long term over the next 15 years plus, is using this to develop their game engine so that they can run it for other better titles. But time is going to tell on that one. So if you stuck around this long, thank you for watching this video. This is probably one of the longer videos that I've done, and I appreciate you sticking around and listening to me rant my feelings on it. If there's anything that you want to hear me talk about, or you just want to give your thoughts down below, please leave them down in the comments. I like to read your comments, and I do respond to every single comment. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you do, dislike it if you don't. And, well, thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. You take care, Spartans.